Take your time, lay all the way back. When you get settled, start to breathe. Good deep breaths flowing in and out. The idea that we're playing with today comes from kind of like a geology formation. So a lot of people call Hawaii paradise, and Hawaii geologically was formed because the two plates were separating, and then from that hot spot in the middle there came volcanoes that built up upon each other little by little by little until a whole chain of islands was formed. So think of that like a stretch. By the 2 points getting pulled further apart, paradise is able to happen. So that's kind of what happens sometimes in the body. It's like when things are too tight, they're contracted, or just they haven't been stretched in a while, so it's just tight is the best word for it, I think. By that sensation, it doesn't feel good. It's not paradise. But when we give it the time for the joints to let the muscles pull long, it creates paradise in that way. So that's exactly what we're going for with all the beautiful stretches we'll be playing with today. Just building paradise in our body, creating lots of length through all sorts of muscle groups. So with this idea to help lead us on, let's take our initial stretches. Arms go to the back wall. Huge inhale. Exhale, lean partway to one side. Inhale back long. Exhale, second side. We got a few more rounds. Starting to warm up shoulders. Warm up the back. And as the next exhale finishes, we return back to long. Right knee comes into chest. See how tightly you can pull that knee into the shoulder. Ankle rolls can feel nice here for that foot. Extend leg up to sky, grab on wherever you can reach, and feel the heel extending up, creating the length so that calf and hamstring is becoming that paradise. Like the paradise isn't built in one day, it takes time. It's also maybe not comfortable during the middle of the stretch, kind of like volcanoes aren't that comfortable. But through time, through patience, persistence, slowly that paradise forms. Take one more breath here with the hamstring stretch. And then let's hook heel, right heel to back left, slide the shin in. Inhale. Exhale, free up this leg. Drop it down. Hug left knee into shoulder. See how tightly you can have that gentle compression. Ankle rolls. And transitioning up to hamstring stretch. Lengthen up, grab on. Let that heel continue to try to push upward. Keeping the foot flexed rather than pointed allows calf to experience that same type of lengthening. Unhook the heel to back right, slide the shins. And then breath blows in. Exhale. Release this leg. Kick the feet free out the front, sit up. And let's invert. So hook the thumbs on the back. Head backwards, winding the legs around each side. So how in this case, gravity is the thing that's helping to pull that length. If there's anything you need to add, you're welcome to add it. So some of us might just be trying to relax down as much as possible. Some of us might be twisting or arching the back into a slight back bend, walking the hands behind us. So there's lots of things you can play with here. Go with whatever helps to accentuate what your body needs. Whether it's from gravity or from posture, our spine is usually not nearly as long as we'd hope it to be. And any amount of compression just pushes on nerves over time. So this is our chance to add that length, create paradise. Like each and every vertebrae is an island, that beautiful volcanic chain. You're up, take some time with the recovery pose, the floating child, the elbows lean forward, let the weight of the head rest. Even letting the head roll left and right if you choose. Sitting back up, bunch up the fabric toward front door. The arm closer to back wall, stretches backwards, or circles around the back side of the head. Straighten spine, inhale. Exhale, maybe a little bit more twist. And release. Switch the twist, second side. The arm closer to back wall stretches that way, or circles around it. A lengthen spine taller. Exhale, twist a little more if it feels good. And we'll take some stretches deeper inside. So if you're not facing center of room, switch. Lock the arms straight. Swing the leg up and over. We're straddling inside. Let's take heels inside right away. Arm strength helps to push the legs wider. Engage core, we're sitting up taller. Leg that's closer to mirror, bend that leg. Heel comes closer to hips. And then dive your arms through those ends of the fabric. Good. Lean forward. The straight leg, push the heel down and maybe swing the heel a little further back. That helps you get into inner thigh just a little bit. And rising back up, we'll transition to pigeon pose. So you need to grip each of these front ends. Pull your weight up for a moment so that your back leg can rotate around its joint to that pigeon pose. Yeah. I personally like to keep the one shoulder in like a seatbelt, and then as I lean forward, I get just a little bit of a pressure massage on the shoulder. Torso up, hands grab onto each of the front ends again. Your weight comes over the back knee so that the front leg can extend forward. Stretch for that front hamstring. You can either just lean forward, torso closer to that thigh, or you can continue to send your weight forward like a split. So whichever version helps your body better. Okay, softly let that front knee have a little bit of bend as we rock to sit on that front hip. Rotate back out to the legs to wide figure V. Press the inner thighs into the stretch. Nice and open. And the leg closer to back wall. Bend that knee. The heel slides in closer to pelvis. Dive the shoulders out that back end. And lean forward into it. Straight leg, perhaps push the heel down. Maybe a little bit of swinging that leg back a little bit if that's the spot that feels nice. Torso up for a moment so we can grab on. Use a little bit of that arm strength so the hips can lift up enough that the back leg can swing back into pigeon. If you liked it before, set up the shoulder in the pressure massage seat belt. We're gonna head to the half splits or the splits. So grab on the back knee under the weight of the body so that the front leg can extend forward. And then half splits is torso leaning forward closer to thigh. Full splits is front leg going forward, back leg going back. One more huge breath in, out, and we'll start to sit again. So rock your weight onto the front hips, swing the legs back open, get the feet out of each side. That's usually an easier position to get both legs up to the fabric in front of you. So one hand pushes to the center of the fabric in front of you. That usually helps to save the spot for that opposite heel to come up first. Once one heel's in the spot, it's easy to get the second one next to the first. And then lengthen up. Good. This is another great spot to envision creating space, creating that paradise by 2 points holding apart. So obviously you don't have to have straight legs. It's not about the shape that you're in, but it's about the sensation of lengthening. So to the extent that you need to increase to feel that sensation, continue to slide the heels up. And then if you still need more, relax any of the pressure, the pushing into just folding in. Poses like this, it's not an effortful thing, not activity that's creating paradise. It's the relaxation, the just allowing the natural forces to do their thing. Stay here if you'd like, or head to cobbler's pose, bottoms of feet together, sliding the heels as close as you'd like. One more breath flows in, the belly gets filled. Easy exhale. Start to let the feet free up the front. Hips forward. And here we'll exit, so you can either just easy exit out the front, or you can do a flip if you'd like. Grabbing really tight, flip up and down. Awesome. So from here we'll take a hip hang, so fabric's out in front of us. We've got a belt across the hips. Walk forward to take the slack out. Make sure it doesn't rise into belly, it stays on the hip bones since you drop the hands down. And then 3 good steps back usually takes us right under front leg. So we'll start off from the down dog shape and we'll take a standing splits. So good. Head back. Beautiful. So right leg kicks wide. That reminds us to catch outside of fabric. Bend the knee, wrap the right toes around the outside. That's it. And then try to lengthen the right foot as high as you can. If you still need more stretch, the left foot hops closer. It gets pretty intense doing that, so you don't have to. Good. Do good breaths right here. A deep inhale. Exhale. If the left foot slid forward, hop it back again. Soften the right knee before a gentle release. Good. Left kicks wide, and then a wrap. So make sure you're actually on the outside rather than the inside. So go ahead and hip switch. Perfect. It makes a difference for some poses later to just build that good habit. So good. The left foot slides up. Maybe right foot hops forward, but you don't have to. Yeah, notice sometimes one side is super different. Lots of patience. One more huge breath in. Out. Right foot hops back if it went forward. Soften the left leg before the release. You want to stay in down dog for a little while, that's fine. You would like to take a full hip hang. Release. Start to let the spine relax. As normal, your prerogative to stay as long as it feels good for your body. Looks like we're all about that point, ready to come up. So plant your feet firmly, slowly roll the head up. Flip the fabric behind you. Make sure it's under the shoulder blade area. Let's walk forward to a chair. So we end up with hips under plumb line, but then relax all the core effort. So spine gets to hang this way now. Right ankle comes up on top of left. The knee continue to drop open. And this right foot to the left, but then allow torso to rotate to the right. Torso to the front door. Oh. Yeah. Yep. The neck be part of it too, trying to gaze over the right shoulder. Soften both knees, returning to the chair, and left ankle up. If you ever need to readjust the fabric to be lower on the shoulder blades, that's always an option. Let that hip open. Okay, and this left foot to the right. Then we're twisting torso to the left, gaze over left shoulder. Up in the knees, unwind. One knee at a time drops to the floor. Open the arms, but they're at a low angle. And then the heart starts to push forward, the chin lifts up, back bend. Lean over the center. So you'll start to lean torso forward and you'll notice the fabric starts to slide down. So you can either stop when it gets to the elbows and then start to relax weight forward. That'll be a nice shoulder stretch. This one is a little bit more intense on the skin of the inner elbows though. So either stay there or continuing to lean forward, let the fabric slip to the forearms, and then you slide the fabric into the hands. And then you get that version where you have to keep the grip as you go forward. So either way, it should be stretching the front of the shoulders. Lessen the intensity by keeping some of your weight back of the hips. So you can go forward like a plank, but you don't have to. Go for another 3 breaths. Find the place where you can still maintain it. That 3rd breath finishes, unwind, like just completely release fabric comes out in front of you. Just leave the right hand inside, the rest of us comes to a kneeling shape. So from here, your arm is going up and over to the left. And just hold right there in that stretch. Straighten back forward. This right arm Does a little rainbow rotation. It goes all the way to the right and then behind you. Good. Swing it back up where it was. One more time. Push it up and over to the left. Okay, back to center. Rise the spine up. Switch the hands. So kneeling position. And then left arm up and over to the right. Pause for a moment. Straighten forward, rainbow rotation, left arm to the left and then back. And back up to go forward. One more time, same push, up and over to right. And back to neutral. Rise up for a moment. Both hands are in about as wide as shoulders, and then it's puppy pose. So keep the hips over the knees. The belly starts to droop forward into an arched shape. Straight arms gets pretty intense on the shoulders. So you can stay here or just bend the elbows instead. That makes it a bit easier. Start to send your hips back to the heels. Child pose. Roll the spine all the way as far back as you can get. It brings us into a quad stretch. Pause there for a moment. Now with the arm strength, we start to arch the back, so the hips lift up first. Arm strength pulls us up through camel pose. And then back one more time through that puppy. Elbows can be bent if needed. And child. Set the hips back and just let the spine purposely counter stretch. Roll the spine up. Readjust the grip, just an easy grip to help support us raising up. Okay, this next one's a challenge. It may not be possible for everybody to get into it, so I'll have an alternate stretch for those that are not able to today. But we start off with the bottom part of the fabric coming right behind the back of the neck. There's a little loop on each side, so dive your arms into those loops. Yep, dive through the center, you got it. Lean forward. And then the hands need to grip each side. Beautiful. A step or so back takes your neck under plumb line. So then the idea here is hopping up into an inversion. So you bend your knees, and then you send your hips back further than you think you need to go. So it's a nice stretch for the neck, but that's the challenge part. So that's where I said if you try a couple of times, you fail, I've got a different stretch for you. No pressure. So your different stretch will be like before. So just come back up throughout your neck. And then just walk forward until your elbows are in an arch shoulder stretch. If you want, I can spot you as well if you want to try the other one. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just
I think the camera strap on there for all the
that's fine. That's fine. So free out your so dive it down so it's more in a low spot now. Good. Yep. And then walk forward. And then just let yourself get into the shoulder stretch. Good. And Alicia, just yep, you can lean back, that's fine, or join us in this elbow hook forward. Let's do a half circle to each side. So start with dropping the chin down to chest. Roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. Chin back to chest. And left ear to left shoulder. And back to chest. And rise up. Take the breath out in front of you, and nice half fold. Soften the knees, roll up. Step the right foot into the center. The knee comes past where the line of the fabric is. Okay. Left hand helps to slide that foot up to an angle that's still comfortable for the hips and the knee. So it can be flat, but it can also be tilted up more. That's fine. Yeah, if the knee goes past the line of the fabric, that's what helps keep it locked in. Good. So this one doesn't take much. I like to just have a light grip to each side, and then 2 or 3 inches sinking the hips forward gets you right into that hip stretch. Hips come back. Let the foot slide back to the center. Straighten it forward and slide up. And take any amount of split stretch forward. It's okay if this is another 2 inches. That's great. It's okay if you're sinking all the way into it. Any amount that you went forward, bring your weight back over the hips. Bring your standing toes to the left. Grip just on this left side. Left hand up high, right hand low. If staying here is enough stretch, this one's good for side ribs, shoulder, that's fine. If you want to sink some weight forward, that's also great. And we're going into a neck stretch. This one requires a little bit of balance, and you want your torso to be leaning forward just as it is, but you're not going to be using the left hand. So get the right hand into a spot that's supportive of you as you continue to lean the torso to the mirror. Drop the right ear close to the right shoulder. As you release the left hand, let it rainbow arch up and back. The idea is eventually that left hand will start to pull your neck and your shoulder into a stretch, so continue to lower it until you feel that stretch. Like everything from the left shoulder to the left top part of the the trapezius up through the left side of the neck. Good, the head rises. Grab onto each side, face forward. Bend the knee, come up to stand for a moment. The left knee comes inside like a little flamingo. What we're going to do is lower onto our shins. So you can either kind of just lower one at a time and then quickly flip, or I like to do a tight grip and then lower both at the same time. So kind of whatever you need to do to get, yep, the little flip and you got it. Perfect. So a grip at the shoulder height, tilt the knees forward, and then arch the spine back. Back up. Slide the hands a little higher. Strength of legs lifts us up to the hands. And then we softly lower back behind. Left foot steps in the center. Whenever you get there, the knee goes past the line of the fabric. Slide the foot up with the right hand. Grip about shoulder height, and 2 or 3 inches sinking forward is all you need. Weight at the hips comes back. Slide the left foot into the center. Hands go up. Straighten the leg. Whatever amount of splits we've got on this side. Maybe 2 or 3 inches. Maybe 2 or 3 feet. Weight over the center, both hands onto right, standing toes turn to the right. Right hand high, left hand low. Either stay if this is enough stretch or continue to take side splits. We're still leaning the torso. Get the left hand in a supportive place. The left ear makes sure to drop down to left shoulder. And then the right hand releases to trace all the way up and back. Continue lowering it until you find that point where it's pulling the right shoulder, the right neck, all of those areas in that really nice stretch. Slowly rises, one hand on each side, face forward. One more time up to stand. The right knee is forward like a flamingo. And then either kind of the soft lower and the flip or the grip and the lower. Good. Same thing. Grip about shoulder height, tilt the knees forward, arch back. The more we tilt the knees forward, the more the double quad stretch happens. Okay, Same exit plan. Hands rise a little bit, leg strength lifts us up, then we lower. Okay, so we have enough time for one more inversion. Let's take the straddle back, unless there's a different one that you know you need today. So with straddle back, keep it on the sacrum. Good. Tiptoe forward so that your hips are under plumb line. Hands go up, knees go wide. Press the feet. Start to release. If you wanted to play with anything like chandelier today, you are welcome to play with that. So that would be leaving one foot wrapped, the other foot comes behind you. You try to grab onto that foot with your hands. So if that feels nice, take it. If there's other variations you want to play with, those that you're familiar and comfortable with, you're also welcome to do that. Very good. So as this one is the last inversion of the day, literally stay as long as your body is happy with it, as long as it needs to just be flipped for this last time. If you know you want to come out early, if there's last stretches you want to take, that's fine. But eventually, when you're satisfied, we'll head to Shavasana, whether that's slightly sooner or slightly later than other people. Can be laying on the floor, it can be hammock, whatever you your time, even 2 or 3 more minutes if that's what your body's asking for. Your head some time, lots of patience. Deepen the inhales. Deepen the exhales. Use little movement back to the body. Fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Stretching out in ways that feel good. It's nice to take some of those stretches we did at the beginning of class, or sometimes it's nice to do a fetal position. Switching to one side, rolling that way, and then arching in and back. You're here wiggling, returning, stretching. Take a moment to also scan through the body. Just notice how your paradise is growing. How much spaciousness there is on the physical body. All these muscles that are chronically tight. But maybe that spaciousness also is down to the layers of the mind. Our thoughts have more space, less tension, less stress. Our emotions are calmer. So at some point sooner or later, we'll rise up to a comfortable seated place. Join our hands together in front of the heart. And with all of this paradise we've discovered, we've built, know that we can keep that with us. We can choose to stay in this beautiful bubble, not letting the chaos of the world come in and wreck our beautiful paradise. We can breathe, stretch. We can learn the tools that we need to maintain this peace. So with this paradise to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.